This upcoming episode is sponsored by Brea Bakery Bread. You can find your Brea Bakery Bread at all your local grocery stores. Take and bake with Brea Bakery Bread. Welcome to episode 3 of the Go Around Buzz podcast, sponsored by Recover 180 and La Brea Bakery Bread. Today, our guest will be Druka Nacua, live and direct from St. Louis, Missouri. Oh, I can't wait to finally interview him. I met him last year at the tailgate, and he's just an entertaining guy. I want the world to know who this guy is. We'll interview him in a later segment today. Let's start off with the nightmare game with the Eagles beating the Rams 33-26. I watched this game at Cosm with a whole bunch of Ram fans as well as Eagle fans. I watched it with my friend Elizabeth Jalo Jamboree. Made sure I say her name perfectly. She's a lifelong fanatic Eagle fan. We watched it together, and I was so happy during the game, but I wasn't, because the Eagles were down 26-7. The Rams were up 26-7, but I wasn't happy because most of those points came on Josh Carty field goals. Josh Carty had kicked 4 field goals in the first half. The Rams were up 26-7, and I felt nervous because I felt the Rams never gave the Eagles a knockout blow. They're just giving them small hits here, there, had him in the corner, had him against the ropes. It's like the Eagles spun around, did like a Muhammad Ali rope-to-dope, was playing with the Rams, and the Rams held Saquon Barkley to 46 yards rushing. The last 2 games, he's rushed for over 475, 480-something yards against us. And I'm excited, but I'm not. And some Rams fans were saying, no, we got this. I said, I believe we do, but we're not putting the knockout blow. The Eagles were down 26-7 in the third quarter and scored 26 unanswered points to win the game 33-26. But the last points they scored were from a blocked field goal. Jordan Davis blocked a 44-yard game-winning attempt by Josh Carty as time expired, and that big boy ran that ball back like he was trying to run in the kitchen to get some extra food or something. Boy, that food was gone. The Rams can they beat the Eagles? They play them so close, but if you're playing the defending champion, you have to knock them out. You can't let them breathe. If you think about it, they're up 26-7. In my estimate, they should have been up 35-7, 38-7, because once you're up that high, that changed the whole complexion of the game. The Eagles would have been down, not saying they would have been out, but they would have changed their whole game plan in the second half. They had a little bit of ounce of energy. We held A.J. Brown's. Did he even play the first half? I don't even recall. We had him shut down. We had Saquon. The Eagles were so bad in the first half, their fans were booing them. Can you imagine defending champion getting booed off the field? I thought they're going to throw snowballs again like they did with Santa Claus, but it wasn't snowing. So let's go through some stats, man. Jalen Hurts, 21 of 32, 226 yards and 3 TDs. Matthew Stafford, 19 of 33, 196 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception. The start of the game, he threw the interception. I was like, oh, no, come on. I didn't give him, come on, you can't give them any momentum, but it didn't hurt us. A.J. Brown, 6 receptions, 109 yards, and a TD. He was manhandling our quarterback there, Williams, man. He was just throwing that guy any and everywhere that second half. The first half, I called him Casper because he was a ghost. He was nowhere to be found. And then the second half, a little momentum play here and there. The Eagles scored second half, and then the floodgates started opening. Kyron Williams, 20 rushing attempts, 94 yards. That's a great rushing attempt game against the Eagles. Him and Blake Corn 1-2 punch. Total yards, the Rams 356 total yards, the Eagles 288. Rushing yards, the Rams 160, Eagles 86. Passing yards, the Rams 196, Eagles 202. 1 turnover each. Now this is the key to the game right here. Third down efficiency, the Rams are 3 of 10 for 30%. Fourth down conversions, 0-1. Remember that play? Kyron Williams, one of them big boys, blows it up again. You notice when the Rams need a key play in the playoffs, a big boy, Jordan Davis or one of them Jalen Carter type, they're both big. They always blow up the plays with the offensive lineman. Bo Limmer gets destroyed, and then, red zone attempts. The Rams were in the red zone 4 times, scored 1 TD on 4 attempts. A lot of field goals, man. Cardi was 4 of 6, and the last 2 he missed cost us the game. We'll talk about that. Oh, man. These are the Eagles stats. 5 of 14 on third down. 3 TDs on 3 attempts in the red zone. 5 of 14, third down. This is just crazy. Josh Cardi. Let's talk about Josh Cardi. He made field goals of 51 yards, 28 yards, 33 yards, and 46 yards. That's 3, 6, 9. That's 12 points. But the last 2 kicks he missed or blocked, a 36-yarder and a 44-yarder, which was run back by Jordan Davis, cost us the game. How do you do that? Are the Rams demoralized, or the Rams like? How was it in the locker room? Of course, Sean McVay came in and gave that coach speak. No, our guys are good. This and that, this and that, this and that. But the last time the Rams beat the Eagles was 2020 at COVID year, I believe. I believe they won 37-19 in Philadelphia. Of course, there's no fans there. I don't recall any fans there, but the playoffs last year, 13 yards away in the snow. This year, another thing, you're up on the team and you can't knock them out. And they could say, hey, there's penalties that are not called, there's this and that, but it shouldn't have to come down to that. It shouldn't have to come down to a game-winning field goal when you're in the red zone and you can't score. Is the red zone the Rams' kryptonite? From what I've seen, I believe it is. Because they can't seem to score in the red zone. They did score, but then they get a penalty. It's like, come on, man. And then a penalty against Puka Nacua for celebrating. This is football, man. He wasn't even pointing at anybody. He just threw the ball down and flexed. It's like, what happened to football? What happened to fun? Devontae Adams misses a crucial. The guy was covering him, so it wasn't really. It was a bang-bang play. I'm not saying he should have caught it. The guy blinker should put his hand up. But I have a question about the Rams. Why pass on 3rd and 1 and run on 4th and 1? Why not run on 3rd and 1 and then figure something else out? I just knew the Eagles knew what was going on. And I knew from watching different reports on Dan Orlovsky broke it down, the field goal attempts, how the Eagles were coming so close. And you see the last couple blocks, they stacked the line of the big boys on the side, and they just bull rushed in and blocked Cardi. This is a demoralizing loss to us, man, to the Rams. I just feel like they were so close. They could beat this team, but there's nothing to show for it. There's nothing to show if you lose by 1 point or 100 points. You're in Philadelphia. You have the crowd quiet. They're demoralized. You held Saquon Barkley to 40-something yards. No doubt. Oh, man. And now the Rams return home and take on the Indianapolis Colts that are undefeated with Daniel Jones? Can you name 2 other players on the Colts? Do you know any Colts fans out there? I do not know one Colts fan. I talk trash to a lot of sports fans. I do not know one Colts fan I can talk trash to this week. It sucks. They're 4-0 or 3-0. Daniel Jones is hot. See what some seems to change when they leave the Giants. Saquon leaves the Giants, turns it to the MVP. Daniel Jones, I'm not saying he's the MVP. Calm down. I'm just saying they're 3-0. I know they haven't played the toughest schedule, but it doesn't matter. You play who's on the schedule, right? Because if they're 0-3, okay. So you play who's on the schedule. I don't care if it's cupcakes, lollipops. Daniel Jones is doing what he does. And I got to give the man props. I just hope the Rams can rebound from that devastating loss and show some grit, some character, and kick the Colts' ass. I will be there tailgating with my crew, happy and ready to kick some Colts' ass. It should be 99.9% Ram fans, because I don't know any Colts fans that live in California. Do you? I don't know. So that's my diatribe for the first half of this podcast. Up next, we're going to interview my guy, entertainer, funny. You could catch him on TikTok, Instagram. He's from St. Louis, Missouri. Join us now, Druka Nacua. Joining us now from St. Louis, Missouri. You can find this guy on TikTok, Instagram, entertaining not just Ram fans, but entertaining NFL fans in general. I love watching his TikToks, watching his stories. I get up, and the first thing I do is go on TikTok. I creatively stalk him, okay? I'm not going to lie. I even told him I creatively stalk him, man. I wish I knew all the tricks and the trades he does. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Druka Nacua. Druka Nacua. Hey.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you having me, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us, man. I mean, what'd you think of the game against the Eagles, my brother?
I'm still licking my wounds a little bit to lose in that fashion, man. I just knew after the first block kick coming down there to win it, I was telling my wife, hey, record me real quick. Let's get this for the IG. I couldn't post it because I started crying. I was like, I just knew after the first one that the second one was going through. Playboy Cardi was going to put it through and we were going to win, finally beat the Eagles. And of course, it gets blocked and they take it back for 6. So, man, that one hurt. But like you said, looking forward to playing the Colts this week and getting back in the winning column.
Now, you live in St. Louis, Missouri, right?
Yes, sir.
That's where you stay. Now, a lot of St. Louis fans were mad that the Rams came to L.A. and this and that, but you stayed a fan. You're born and raised in St. Louis?
Actually born and raised in Springfield, Missouri.
Okay.
Moved to St. Louis about 10 years ago. My wife is from St. Louis, so moved to St. Louis about 10 years ago. Mm-hmm.
So what made you a Ram fan? I mean, I know you're in St. Louis, and were you there from the jump street when they were out there before, obviously, right?
Not from the jump, actually.
Okay.
I had some family that had season tickets, but growing up, I played basketball, so I wasn't actually into football. My parents didn't allow me to play football until middle school.
Okay.
So I didn't really watch that much football growing up until I hit middle school. Grew up an NBA fan and loved the Bulls, them being the closest team to Missouri to St. Louis. So I like the Bulls, but then actually the first game I went to was in 2006. Both my parents, we didn't have a lot of money, so we going to games wasn't an option just because we couldn't afford it.
Okay.
But my mom worked for the city, and they offered her sweet tickets to Rams versus 49ers in 2006.
Oh, you remember that game?
Steven Jackson, man, he ran for 120. I think he had 60 something yards receiving, and the Rams won 20-17. Now, ironically, my brother, he was born in Fremont, California, which is about an hour outside of San Francisco. And so he was a 49ers fan. So naturally at that game, I saw how passionate he was getting. And I was like, you know what? The Rams pulled out the win. And I was like, it's about to be a house divided. It's Rams house now, baby. So, that's how it all started for me. And then from that day on, I've been a Rams fan ever since.
Now, is your brother older or younger than you?
He's older. He's a couple years older.
Is he still a Niner fan?
He's still a Niners fan to this
day.
Now
I'm gonna correlate that. Tell me do you guys watch it together, or the Rams NFC Championship game when they played the Niners? How was that household? Did you guys watch it together? Describe that.
I wish we could have. So he's actually a missionary in Africa. So
wow.
Yeah,
wow.
So he's overseas. But you best believe I was sending them clips of the Niners leaving SoFi Stadium down the escalator and being like, man, too bad, so sad. But it does keep things interesting every year. Obviously, Niners have the easiest schedule, and I remind them of that every chance I get. But they are dealing with their own injuries now. So, again, the injury bug is biting the Niners, which you hate to see it, but you also love to see it.
Now, who's your favorite? I mean, you saw them play in St. Louis. I never went to St. Louis to saw them. I grew up out here in California, so I saw them play in Anaheim. And when they moved to St. Louis, I was a teenager, 17. I still rooted for them. The bad years when they had Tony Banks, before, the Kurt Warner before he got there. Of course, later on they had Jeff Fisher. They had other things. Now, when the Rams were not winning out there, how's the town? I mean, how was Missouri? Did they support the Rams when they were just in there chilling at winning games, or how was it out there?
I'll say there's a reason they went back to LA. It got pretty empty at Edward Jones Dome, I'll be honest. I was at the last game.
Okay.
I think it was a Thursday night game. Jameis Winston, it was the Bucks. It was the ketchup mustard game when they had the color rush jersey. So Jameis Winston was playing for the Bucks at that point. And again, Rams ended up closing out the St. Louis era with the win against the Buccaneers, and I was at that game. And a lot of fans, they showed up to that game, and they're like, keep the Rams, keep the Rams.
Of course.
Before that, through the whole Jeff Fisher era when it was 7-9 and those tough seasons, they weren't showing up. So for me, it was like, okay, now that they're leaving, it's like when the ex-girlfriend's getting ready to leave you and you're like, no, baby, don't go. Stay, please. But then it's like, but you weren't treating her right. You weren't doing the right. You weren't showing up. And so I totally understand why they left. It still hurt. But at the end of the day, I'm a Rams fan, and it doesn't matter if they're in St. Louis, Los Angeles, if they're on Mars. I'm still going to rep the Rams because that's the team.
Now, who's your favorite Rams player and why?
All time,
Yes.
Aaron Donald. I mean, come on
Okay.
now. For them to
Okay.
go back and then to see him starting his career in St. Louis, obviously you got to see him drafted in 2014, and then see his whole career play out, and then go back to LA and then finally get his ring. And the way that he won the ring, literally throwing Joe Burrow to the ground, the whole ring me. I mean, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. So yeah, all time, it's got to be Aaron Donald.
Now, who's your favorite Rams running back of all time? I mean, I don't know if you saw Dickerson, but you've got to see Steven Jackson, Marshall Faulk, and Todd Gurley, of course. Who's your favorite between? I always ask Ram fans this. I just want to know who's your favorite running back, Rams running back, and why?
Well, that's a tough one because we've been blessed, like you said, with so many great ones. I mean, you just mentioned a lot of them. So for me, just because of seeing that first game and seeing Steven Jackson live and in person, the way that he could just punish people and just run people over. Oh my goodness, that was just so electric. So fun to watch him play. So probably Steven Jackson, but a close Marshall Faulk just because of the dual threat, how he could catch the ball out of the backfield, and he's also shifty when he got the ball handed off to him. So I would say 1A, 1B, Steven Jackson and Marshall Faulk.
Now, you've been to SoFi Stadium. What'd you think about SoFi Stadium? What game did you watch? Was it against the Cardinals you came, right?
Yeah, last year I went to the one where we clinched the division, actually.
Okay.
Against the Cardinals. And then I went in the year after the Super Bowl, so that would have been 22 season. I went and watched them play. I think it was week 2 or 3 against the Falcons. Marcus Mariota actually started that game, and Jalen Ramsey sealed the game with a pick. So that was a cool one to see. And I did the stadium tour both times that I went out there, which if anyone hasn't been to SoFi, or obviously a lot of people watching this are Rams fans in LA, but if anyone hasn't done the stadium tour, you have to do it just to see every single section of that stadium. It's the best place on earth. It's my happy place. People say Disney's the happiest place on earth. For me, it's SoFi Stadium.
Now, when you came out, did you come with all your family? I know you got a family, I believe. Before I see do you come with your whole family out here, or you just come you or your wife, or how does it work?
Yeah, so the first game I brought the wife with me, so we could experience it together, which was cool. We have 2 young boys; they're 8 and 6.
Okay, nice.
I've yet to bring them to their first game yet, but that will come in time. And then last year I went solo just because it was kind of more of a last minute. I wanted to see that game, and because it's so expensive round trip. Man. Oh my goodness, I spent $4,000 last year just to go out there for a few days between my airfare, hotel.
Man, you're like, they better Uber. Win the
game. And I also went to that one because that was the cheapest one ticket wise. So I was like, okay, this is the one I got to go to. And then being able to watch Ahkello Witherspoon get that tipped pick to seal the game, and for the Rams to clinch the division that game, man, that was a fun one to watch.
Well, now you got Ramley. Whenever you come out, give us a heads up, man. We'll take care of you. Pick you up from no problem, man. Just give us a heads up. Do you plan to come in any games this year?
I'm trying to nail that down. Like I said, the expense is the main thing, but also there's so many games I want to see at SoFi this year.
Aaron Donald, November 23rd. He gets his, I don't know if the Aaron Donald game.
Sunday night, right?
Yeah, Sunday night, November 23rd. You got the Saints November 2nd, I believe. That's a day game, but I don't know what's better for your day or night games. But, and then you have Detroit Lions. They may turn that into a prime time game, depending, what's going on and stuff. So,
yeah, I'd like to see Cooper Kupp come back to SoFi, too.
That's right. That's right.
One to see. So there's a lot of games I want to make it out to. I don't know exactly which one I'm going to, but when I have it nailed down, I'll definitely let you guys know.
Now, tell us about your TikTok. You are so entertaining. How do you do what you do, man? Like, do you write this stuff down ahead of time, or you just wake up and say, hey, how do you do that? I want to know, because I want to learn from you, because I love watching you're so creative. How do you do that?
Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for saying that. Really, I really didn't start posting heavily. Like, I would post every now and then, but it was after the Cardinals game that I went to last year, I decided, I was like, okay, I'm gonna screw around and post every day and just be more consistent with it and see what I can do. And so what I do is I'll, as I'm scrolling or see something that I like or an idea, if I'm at, at work or running errands in my day-to-day life and I think of an idea, I pull up my iPhone, go to the notes section, I jot it down real quick, and then I save it, and then I'll use that, whether I use it that day, that next week or next month. As soon as I have an idea pop in my head, I put it in my notes, and then I start planning it out from there. But yeah, man, it's been fun. I really enjoy doing it. Just the whole process, being able to be creative and just do things that I think is funny. That's the key, I think, just doing something that I would like to watch. And then if people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. But man, it's been really fun since I've been more consistent, probably, I would say, since that Arizona Cardinals game last year. That's been my commitment, is to at least get something up every single day. And it's been a blast.
And I know they like it because when I'm watching it, I know who you are. But then I get NFL fans sending me you. Oh, man, you see this guy's video? He's a Rams fan. You ain't a Rams fan. Like, I'm just laughing like, I know him. You don't know him. Opposing fans are sending me stuff like Niner fans or Raider fans send me your clips. Man, this guy's so funny. Look at the one he did with his wife. I'm looking like, dang, that's amazing. Like, dang, Rams fans, you don't know. And then one time, not going to lie, man, I was at work. I go to work so early in the morning. And I was just watching one of your clips. I started laughing out loud. They're like, what you laughing at? Like, who is that guy? Is he a comedian? I go, nah, he's a Rams fan. You know what I'm saying? The one you have like the background you did recently with your wife, like the white noise one, and then the one where you're on the business computer. It's just so hilarious, man. I really enjoy. Give everybody your no problem. Give people your TikTok handle if you choose to, man, so people can just get entertained like we do. But how do they find you?
So it's just at Druka_Nacua on Instagram and TikTok. I'm also on Twitter, not as active there, just because it's harder to post like the content that I do onto Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. So that's where you can find me, at Druka_Nacua. And as far as the wife, man, I had to really talk her into doing it. She's more shy and held back. But when I have a dream and I have a vision, I'm like, babe, you just got to commit. And then I just give her like one line, make it real easy. I'm just
and I love your helmet. You're Puka. You remember what your Puka jersey, your helmet, the way you're running around. I'm like, dude, I need to add this. I need to do that, man. Because
I got the helmet right here.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us, Druka Nacua. I can't wait till you come down again. And you got my number, man. You need some, get picked up, get some food. We'll take care of you. Come out here, man. Us Ramley love your content. We talk about it constantly. Group chats and say, man, you on there? Look what he's doing. So once again, thank you for joining us from St. Louis, Missouri, Druka Nacua. Whose house?
Rams house, baby.
Whose house?
Rams house.
One
baby.
more. Whose house?
Rams house.
Yeah, boy.
Go.
See you at SoFly. Thank you for joining us, baby.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Nice.
All right. Cool,
thank
man.
you, man.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for joining us, dog. Like, it was amazing.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the opportunity.
This would be Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
So it would be uploaded Friday, 6 p.m. our time, 8 p.m. your time. So yeah.
Perfect, man. Again, I appreciate it, Angel and the crew. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Have a great night, and we'll tag you in all your socials and all this stuff. I will. Love that hat, boy. I gotta send you a beanie too. I got a beanie. You wear beanies?
I do.
Okay, I got a beanie because I don't wear beanies. I'm like, I got all these beanies. I don't even wear them because I like wearing hats. Or like, it doesn't get cold out here like that. So
right. Yeah, it does in St. Louis, so I would appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, man. Thank you so much for joining us, brother. You have a great night.
You guys have a good night. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, take care.
Bye. Shout out to our sponsor, Recover 180. You can find Recover 80 at Ralph's, Vons, your local grocery stores. This flavor is Super Berry. Recover 180. Sports hydration. Woo, got me a pick-me-up. So I'm going to go over the scores of the last week. So the Rams' next opponent, the Colts, destroy the Titans 41-20. Daniel Jones is hot. For the first time in, 3 games? The Colts finally punted. The Steelers survived the Patriots 21-14. The Buccaneers survived the Jets 29-27. The Commanders destroy those pesky Raiders 41-24. You already know the Eagles beat the Rams 33-26. The Panthers beat the Falcons. I'm loving the Falcons losing. Do you understand? Each time the Falcons lose, us Rams fans should celebrate. And you know why? Because we control the Falcons' pick. So if they finish 2-16, 1-17, 1-16, we get a top 5 pick. We're number 1 pick. Think about it. The Rams come in the Super Bowl and control the number 1 pick. So we need to root against every team playing the Falcons. The Vikings destroy the Bengals. Of course, there's no Joe Burrow, so the Vikings win 48-10. This was a Jacksonville beats the Texans. Did anybody watch that? 17-10. The Browns beat the Packers 13-10. I couldn't believe that. What's up, Ray Green? Your Packers, Ray Green? Looks like they're not going undefeated, huh? The Chargers beat the Broncos. The Chargers are now 3-0. Big shout out to my boy Brandon Frank. He's blowing me up because they're 3-0. First time in 23 years. Okay, congratulations. Seattle destroys the Saints 44-13. The Niners squeak one out against the Cardinals 16-15. Just got the news. Joey Bosa's out for the year with the torn ACL. The Bears beat the Cowboys 31-14. How about them Cowboys? The Chiefs beat the Giants 22-9. And the Lions beat the Ravens 38-30. Derrick Henry fumbled for the 3rd time in 3 games, I believe. He fumbled 3 times in the last 120 games. But it's okay. The Ravens are 1-2. Do you really think the Ravens are not going to win that division? Let's be serious. They're going to win that division. So, once again, y'all, SoFly Stadium. This Sunday we'll be tailgating. Big shout out to my tailgate team, Fat Albert, DJ Illmatic, Cousin Malik, Vince, Fernando the Cook. See you at SoFly this Sunday. Big shout out to our creative agency, Los Altos. Whose house? Rams' house.